It's really just going to come down to who can get a little more time and who can edge the other team out. Off the rip, it looks like Pot of Gold is going to grab the initial, but that's going to be a clean 3 dead in the feed for the side of Chaos. Chaos grabbing this early time, taking advantage of the situation they got themselves in, but Secret early gonna be able to find that one and just grab some time back. But once again, the instantaneous break, all guns firing on the side of Chaos. Markle surprisingly off to a bit of a slow start here. 0-0, has yet to even take an engagement, but
wins the first one. Good start.
Yeah, exactly. Good start. He's got a infinite KD, so to speak. Dark tucked away in the back. Looks like we do have a bit of a roster change here, actually, from Chaos. I believe it was Markle, Blue Gatorade, Logano, and Miracle.
Yeah. I mean, swapping in Dark, so far seems like an upgrade. Still, great performances from them in the previous series. 5 streak on the board for Dark. Make it 6. Way to make an impact early in this cup. Right when you hit the ground running, that's the great momentum piece for Chaos to see. That player coming in is feeling it. Now an opportunity to keep that streak going. Almost 1 kill away from that Hellstorm. There we go. 1 death and you're already at a Hellstorm is lights out play early in this hard point from Chaos. Pot of Gold. They're on the outside looking in early here. They're going to have to find a break soon. P2 a little bit late to do so. They're going to have to find points on this P3. They're set up for it. The Chaos. They've found some good breaks this tournament. They're looking for another one here.
Yeah, Dark is just doing his thing right now. 9-1 on a 7 streak, 46 seconds on time, just doing everything for his team, being the absolute pillar that they need right now. But Pot of Gold on the up and up, currently soaking as much time as they can, not letting Chaos really get a setup to get a break. Shifu wins a big one, but Blue Gatorade is there for the trade. Secret going to be able to find that one. Boyd. And there's Logano cleaning house. Markle with a little bit of help. Shifu going to be able to find one with the nade there. Sorry, I believe Shifu is Boyd, but Blue Gatorade still doing his thing. 9-6, 11-3 from Dark. The other two off to a bit of a slower start. 10-6 for Blue Gatorade now, and trades are just flying around. Chaos looking to find this wrap time in this P3, already breaking that 100-point mark. 106-29.
Yeah, let's head to a listen for Chaos to see how they try to break this upcoming P4.
Okay. Two top bed.
We still have time, bro.
Boyd on hell, Boyd in the backside now.
I spawn kitch.
One deep right now. Deep right.
Yeah, one top bed.
I have a cruise. I'm just saving for P1, I guess. Top right now. Top.
Closet.
Deep top right now.
Yo, top cat. He crossed. He's close to you.
I'm looking top.
Maybe in P2.
In the back. Weak.
Bottom.
In the back.
Nice, okay. Top cat.
Okay, I'm about to just soak. I'm about to
Right,
I'm about to go.
Top.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick up kitchen.
There's two top. Leave done. Secret still top.
Yo, top wipe hat. T.
He's going T. Yeah.
Aiding T.
T done.
One better.
Nice, two dead.
Good hell for Pot of Gold. They draw within about 30 points. They are very, very close, but in Chaos, they had such a strong start. It feels like they let their foot off the gas just a touch, but still very much in the lead. Soaking time on this P1. They've got the P2 spawns as well, looking to hold on to those for as long as they can.
Yeah, and Chaos is just doing everything right now. You know, that P4 didn't really go their way, but they're rotating in and out of hill. One player dies, the other one takes his place, finding the trades. However, as I say that, Pot of Gold do manage to find themselves on this time lead. Going to be able to find a couple seconds there before getting taken out. Pot of Gold doing their best to rally around this hill, rally around this pillar in lead, 14-13. Secret doing his best to soak as much time as possible, but Chaos once again on that hill. We are going to be looking at about a 60-point lead going into this P2. Blue Gatorade trying to get set up, but he gets cut down. That's going to be a clean 3 dead in the feed, and Chaos forced to get those outer spawns spawning up in Narn, so to speak. Dark slowed down a fair bit. 16 and 12. Gatorade 19, 13, 13 and 11 from Logano, but the instantaneous break is upon us, and Blue Gatorade once again soaking that time. Blue Gatorade and Dark were soaking that time momentarily. Shifu going to be able to find that one onto Blue Gatorade. Time still in the hands of Chaos, not able to find that player in Dark. However, he has now been spotted. Logano going to be able to find another one, though. Big trade back and forth. Boyd and Secret going to combine for a couple. Markle almost finds the second onto Boyd, but gets shut down. Shifu going to be able to find Dark. Logano going to be able to find Secret. Trades back and forth, but still Chaos in the driver's seat, up to a 68-point lead now as we go into P3 in our second set of rotations.
Yeah, I mean, so far the story of this map has been P1 and 2 have been the home of Chaos. P3 and 4 have been more pot of gold. So eventually one of those trends is going to have to break, and Chaos are going to look to make it this P3 that falls first. A little bit of a weaker P2 than the first time around for them. Is a little bit of momentum now for pot of gold to try to make something happen here. But they do have control for the moment. They've got those P4 spawns, but heading up from that P2 side is just a little bit easier to get in. But even still, the fight's just not going their way. Good trades from Chaos, but they need to find an opening pick. Boyd able to find one there. Great pickup from Secret as well to try to make this happen again. But 15 seconds left. They're going to hit that rotation over to P4. Very early is Blue Gatorade. He's going to try to catch timing. Dark able to find one there, looking for more. These angles start to get awkward. Secret on the outside will get taken down after finding one. Lead with a great shot there, as it will be the trade out immediately. So Chaos again, they just seem like they're a step behind on these P3 and 4 rotations, and it's really costing them on the scoreboard. We're almost tied
really
back up, and pot of gold is ready to go.
Yeah, it really is going to cost them. However, the break is in. They were not able to find a solid break the last P4, and it looks like they may have found one now. Player is one shot on the toilet. Big win there. Player on time, not going to peek out and take that fight. He was weak as well, not going to risk the 50-50. That is a big win and a big-time play. Blue Gatorade trying to get any intel on this player on time, not able to find anything. Knows his location, but not able to find any shots. 15 seconds remain on this time. They can just about reach that 200-point mark, but we are finally in what feels like the closest hard point that we've seen so far today. 162 to 195 going to the next set, the third set of rotations, and pot of gold is going to be able to grab initial. That's going to be a good 2 dead off the rip. Lieb coming in for the trade, finding that player on time. Big win there from Lieb. A little out of the sub's ideal range, but manages to find the shots, and they ring true as that player falls. Time once again going in the hands of Chaos. Only 45 seconds needed for the win. 30 seconds left on this time. This is going to get Mixie Logano in a great position to play upset, get these spawns for P2, and shut any hope of pot of gold coming back down. Lieb, however, is holding on for dear life as he is currently surrounded. Finds one. Is he going to be able to find more? No, he's not, as Blue Gatorade is there to shut him down. Blue Gatorade does get traded out, though. Secret going to be able to find that one. Logano not going to be able to find anything. Trades back and forth. Lieb is there to shut it down, and P2 initially anyways is going to go in the hands of pot of gold. There is a 3 dead, and Chaos managed to get back in. However, there is a player nearby in Secret trying to play upset, manages to find one. Another player, one of his teammates, Boyd, finds another. Boyd not going to check his close corner and not able to find that kill, but the trades are in. The time is being collected. 12 seconds needed for Chaos to take this game. However, pot of gold fighting back, doing everything they can to stay in this one. 9 seconds remaining. They have to go, and they have to go now. Chifu going to be able to find a couple. Sorry, Lieb going to be able to find a couple. Make it 3. somehow stays up there, ready for this player to come out. Oh my goodness, Gatorade managing to find 2 before Shifu trades that out. 8 seconds left for Chaos.
It's going to be a hard rotation for Pot of Gold. They've got to find their way in here. Shefu going to find 1, but immediately gets traded down by Logano. Still looking for more. Logano finds a second one. Almost gets a third there, but Dark will convert on that one. 4 seconds left. There's not enough time. And Pot of Gold, they had a great run on that P2, but the P3 rotate is a little too tough.
And I'm just ready for it to get underway and ask and you shall receive, as we are going to hop on board here with Logano hitting into this P1 area. Trades back and forth. Gatorade going to be able to find 1, but Shefu going to be able to find 2. I say it every time I cast him, Shefu. Something about Shefu and S&D is just magical.
Yeah, now outside looking in, Chaos is going to have to be a 2v3 retake. And I mean, with how much map control is currently in the hands of Pot of Gold, this is going to get tough quick. As that timer starts to tick down every second, an opportunity that slips from your grasp. Dark does find some good initial shots, needs a lot more. Almost found Secret. Gave up on the fight a little earlier. He thought he had the kill, but it just wasn't there. And I mean, with that round more than over, Pot of Gold, good fast hit, setting their tempo early on in this map, and they take a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, they definitely just came out and set the tone. Shifu able to find 2 off the rip. He finds a... Also, I don't believe this is actually Shifu, but I don't know. I am very confused by the Codcaster bug. You know, we're what, 8 months into this game, 6 months into this game, something like that, and it still isn't fixed. I think it's 8. I think we're 8 months in.
I believe it was November. So yeah, like 7, 8. I mean, yeah, in Codcaster, we pray, and our prayers have not been answered, at least for today, a lot. But, I mean, we roll with the punches. It's going to be a fast play towards this B side here for Chaos. We see a lot of teams head over towards this B, especially early on in the map. They're going to clear 1 player out of forklift there, try to make something happen. Shefu, his timing is so good for him. He finds Markel. That's a 3.5. It's going to be a 2v2 post plant on this B side.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if both of these Pot of Gold players' positions are known, but Shefu's definitely is. He has been spotted once again. Secret also in that location. Big win at a Dark. Absolute beautiful spot from him on top of the tractor trailer. Shefu going to rotate out, looking to find anything. Not able to find anything, and he gets shut down, put in the dirt, put to bed, however you want to say it. It is looking so far like an attacker's paradise.
Yeah, first couple rounds will very much go the way of the attackers. I mean, good, solid rounds in very different kinds of rounds from both offensive strategies. I mean, obviously we saw A versus B, but we had some of that tempo from Chaos, not quite the same level that we saw from Pot of Gold. They were a little bit more careful, a little bit more methodical about it. And, I mean, it worked out well for them. Dark now on a 3 streak, looking to make his way towards the rest of that RCXD in this round. I mean, obviously, there's some nice angles for the RCXDs on this map, and having it is better than not. And another hit towards the B side. This time, Pot of Gold looking to try to do it. Good first kill from Blue Gatorade. Immediately traded down by Boyd. Trying to find Markel here behind the bomb plant spot. But he gets out, gets into some safety, and he's going to look to reach out. Wants information. Very info-starved. Or Chaos right now, but Logano finds 2 anyways. What is that second shot from Logano? Boyd now in a 1v3 with it all to do. I mean, bomb down on A as well. You're basically playing a retake and will not go well. Logano with a huge round for Chaos.
Yeah, that second gunfight win is what won them the round there. That was absurd. He was one shot and somehow pulls it out, manages to find that second kill. I don't know what happened, but the wheels were not on the bus in that one. Talk about a breakdown from Pot of Gold.
At this level, I mean, that's a trade you just have to have in that scenario. And I mean, credit to Logano. He had a great play off of it. Gets the third one as well. Now a couple 3 streaks on the board for Chaos here. But that trade, I mean, it's just got to be automatic at this stage. At this point in the tournament, losers finals, I mean, that's something I hate to compare against the winners final team, but I mean, that's the kind of thing that they do so consistently as heading into this 4th round. I mean, Markel with a great early pick. Chaos looking to get the first 2-round lead of this map under their belt.
Yeah, and it's going to be tough. They are surrounded, but that is going to help tremendously. The first 2 opening kills going your way. Boyd going to be able to find a trade on to Markle, but he gets picked up. Shefu going to be able to find another one onto Dark. Currently working on the ace. A 1v2 situation. His position is roughly known. However, not precisely. He has been spotted on bomb. Big shots. Not going to be able to find anything more as Kaos finds our first 2-round lead of the map.
And again, it's another big round from Logano. He's got that RCXD on board. 5 kills in a row for him after a bit of a weak start with 2 straight deaths. I mean, again, sometimes it's an individual performance in S&D that gets you across that line. Sometimes it's a team effort. And right now, at least, Kaos, it's a little bit of both. Obviously, some good performances from Dark and Logano, but by no means weak performances out of Blue Gatorade and Markel. I mean, it's tough for Pot of Gold from this position. This feels like not quite a must-win round just yet, but when you'd really like to close that lead to within 1, you're eventually going to have to be a higher number than them. Might as well get a good kickstart towards that goal.
Yeah, and what would really help right now is Boyd getting activated. Currently sitting 0-5. Not what you want to see out of the young man. Secret going to be able to find a trade, though. Oh, but 2 fall. Shefu going to be able to find 1. Or Lieb is going to be able to find 1. Finds a second, down to a 1v1. Not going to be able to find the 3rd on the round. And Kaos take a 3-round advantage, 4-1. At this point, we're do or die now. Like if they get another 5-1, it's looking bleak.
Yeah, I said last one's not quite a must-win. Now this one literally is a must-win, it feels like. Especially taking down Logano has to be a piece of that puzzle. He's on 6 right now, getting closer and closer to that Hellstorm. I mean, on this map, a little bit less impactful, but if you intentionally head in towards that B side, there's a lot of open ground with not a lot of places to go inside. That Hellstorm can get real dangerous real quick. So it feels like a must-win here for Pot of Gold. You've got to get within a couple. 2-for-2 trade. Markel gets the outlier, though, as now down to Boyd in a 1v2. You said it was him that had to activate. Now's his chance. 7 HP. Will be able to hit the regen. As 1 versus 2. Bomb plant now coming through. He's got to make sure something happens in trade for this bomb plant. That Stemtex won't quite land. Logano did get tagged, but will easily be able to regen that up. And now it gets a whole lot harder here for Boyd.
Yeah, and he's going to hit this reposition. Gonna maybe spot that player. I think he did.
Spots him again as well, Markel.
There. Oh, but just
Timing.
not great timing. Gun is not up. Not ready for that gunfight. And yeah, Kaos looking to make a statement here. Currently 5-1. It's going to take a miracle from Pot of Gold.
Yeah, it needs to be one step at a time from them from here. You've got to play like you're 0-0 and you just need the round. I mean, again, you mentioned it before, Boyd still hasn't really woken up on this map. I'd say the same about Secret at this point. I mean, you need your players locked in. Logano, since those first 2 deaths, has not gone down. 6 in a row still for him. Every time he's stayed alive, his team continues to win these rounds. Recipe for success for sure. As an initial first trade will go Logano's way. He's getting closer and closer to that Hellstorm. This game starts to close up drastically. Look at the play. Number 2 on your minimap got the ball. I'm heading over to that B side. A little bit of an awkward play, though, as he's left his other 2 teammates up a streak. He needs some help, but they won't get it. Logano, number 8. Would have to be number 9, as it's him and Markel up against Lieb. Lieb, you've got to do something here, or this series gets dusty quick. He's going to get the cobwebs out, find that first kill. Markel down in the 1v1. Got the bomb on his back for the side of Lieb, but the shots are found, and Kaos 6-1, a statement game for them, as they'll set themselves now in a
build that snowball and let it start to stack up. You have such a great chance, but off the rip, 4 down for Pot of Gold. Not what you want to see, especially on a defensive round.
Look at this route from Blue Gatorade. That is just picture perfect. I don't know what we missed up there, but that fight got really... Oh, he executed him. Oh, no. That's one way to get the blood pumping if you're Chaos. You get an execution to start it off. You get a spawn trap immediately going. But Shefu does get a couple good gunfights to fight out of it. That's a 4 dead for pot of gold. They should be able to get in towards this A side, get a little bit of points on board. I would have liked to see them maybe, if they could read the spawns out towards that southwest side, potentially try to go for B there, but this is the by far safer play for pot of gold. Love to see it. 2 ticks there. Looking for number 3, but Dark finding 2. Blue Gatorade with one of his own leaves it all down to Shefu, and he's going to think twice. Going to try to get some map control instead of trying to forfeit his life on the point. Secret grabs 1 there, but finally, it is Markel filing in the back line. Still, so much fight left in this pot of gold team, but they are getting absolutely shredded right now. And the 3 dead is nice and all, but still down 5 lives, now 4. Still have to go towards that B side with that timer finally replenished at 115. Only 4 life lead. This has gotten a lot closer than it should be. There goes 2 more. Like you said, this is so momentum-based, and we're seeing exactly why they get the huge kill onto the art player. Look at Leave go. This looked almost done and dusted with a spawn trap through, but now 1 tick and a half found. Looking for number 2. They will get cleared up by Logano. Still top art. Finally, they know the player's there. Blue Gatorade wants to win this fight, but gets timing by Shefu. What a shot from him. Apologies, no, that's Leave now on a 5 streak, and he still had that art control. He hops down to try to get this quick take going. They need to find it now. 2nd tick on the way. 2 kills there. 4 pot of gold. They're up. Not enough, though. Leave gets a great spot close to art. Finds another kill. Still, Chaos. 5 lives left. They have to fly at this hill. Half a tick left. And they do not have much to go. There we go. Pot of gold. A huge reversal on the round. They'll find an attack round early here on Vault.
I'm gonna start trying now, guys. Please don't.
Yeah, and that is what you want to see as a when you're a first round. You go down early. That's just not what you want to see, but you have the mental fortitude to bounce back. Whoever was up in art, I believe it was Leib, was just doing God's work. They get a 3 down, follow it up with a 4 down. Leib gets into top art. They cap A. Leib still up there doing his thing, shooting the toy, keeping them at bay. And we see why top art control is so important especially in control.
Yeah, I mean, heading now into this round again, it's a very good start for Chaos. They're going to get this first tick for free off of the back of a 4 dead. Looking for this second one. It's going to be the third one that's really up for contention here, because they should lock in this second one momentarily. Blue Gator with great catwalk control. Looking to keep that going. Does spot both of them and get some good tags. Not apply some more time for his teammates on the point, but a great chow down from Leib. I don't know how he's getting away with these so consistently. The entirety of the last round was all on the back of him getting that huge play top art. He's got a Hellstorm ready to cook, and he is still going. Gets all 3 of them. What is that? Leave once again, continuing to be the only thing between bottom gold and this series being over. I mean, still Chaos up 1 life despite that effort. And they're continuing progress on this A side. Half a tick already gone. Leave. Again, you're up towards the catwalk. What can you do? Finds 1. Can he get another one? Yes, he can. You know it. Looking for more. Leave. Hunting them down somehow, some way. Blue Gatorade able to get out of that situation. Will drop down a low through lower vault, and they gotta be really careful with spawn trap here for Chaos. They try to work their way up these 3 dangerous position. Doesn't spot out Shefu. That's a good kill to find as A already gone, looking towards this B, and a 3-life lead for pot of gold. Should set themselves up nicely.
Yeah, plus they have that streak in the back pocket. This is looking like a pretty nice defense. Leib 17-7. Nobody else has even touched double digits on his team, and he's looking for 20 this round. Talk about an outstanding performance from the young man. He does get cut down in the attacker spawn, and Markle is sort of capping this zone for free at this point. Big win there at a Gatorade, brought down to 5 HP. Leib trying to get active, not going to be able to find anything. Dark and Boyd in a bit of a gunfight there. Trades going back and forth. 1 tick of progress has been achieved on still a 2-life lead. Logano little premature on those shots. However, it does work out as Dark and Logano wipe the floor and clean 3 off the board. A pot of gold falls short on the defense. Chaos with a defensive round win.
Somehow, some way, we're on an attacker's paradise on vault control. Didn't think I'd say those words for a while, but we're loving it right now. Still only 2 rounds, so not full paradise mode just yet. If we see a full 4 attack rounds in a row, I mean, teams got to start taking notes, that's for sure. I mean, we saw Chaos in that first round really respect the early B Street presence. They set one all the way out to try to stop that from happening. They got rewarded with some really easy kills, getting that early life lead. Let's see what happens this time. It's going to be a full offensive towards a 3v4 as we see Dark heading towards outside to try to make something happen out there, but there's nothing in his eyes. 1 trade is all they get so far towards this hill. A little bit of progress on A, but in comes Dark. He's got a great surprise angle, dives all the way through, ends up a little lost, but does get taken down. Gets traded by Blue Gatorade, though, as he picks up his 3rd of the round, 3 before he even dies. Great shot there from Secret. That's one way to flip it right back around as Pot of Gold. They're still trying their best to get this first tick. They finally do. Looking for number 2 here. Markel, awkward timing, can't win the fight. Huge win there from Boyd and the rest of Pot of Gold. They show up nicely. 2 ticks, looking for that 3rd one. They're right on the doorstep of it. They're getting aggressive right now, though, looking to get a good amount of purchase heading into this B side.
Yeah, and really that's the goal, right? You want to roll this momentum from A over to B. There wasn't a last-ditch attempt to get in there and sort of stop that. So this momentum is going to be pretty hard to carry over, but that's going to be a big one from Lieb. Has to read this player on his left. Not able to do so, but does get out with his life. He is getting hunted like a dog right now. Pounds to the slaughter. But he is still up, still playing that annoying role in top museum. A whole lot of presence from Chaos over at top art, but Lieb able to cut them down as he spots some big trades back and forth. Lieb big tags in on that player outside lobby. Secret going to be able to find that one. Markle looks like he may have disconnected. That could be
bad timing.
Interesting.
Bad timing for a disconnect, but they got to play on. Still looking for more in towards the hill. 2-for-2 trade is all they get for now. Shepu finally converts from his position, and that will just most likely be the round. There we go. Pot of Gold. They'll find the lead 2-1. Not sure if we're going to have to go to a break to get what was going on there with Markel sorted, but still, regardless, I mean, Pot of Gold, they had the life lead even before the disconnect, and they just really put their foot on the gas towards the second part of that round.
Yeah, Pot of Gold just played that absurdly well. Absurdly well. They just played that, and Secret finally getting activated. It looks like all the boys are starting to fire on all cylinders here for Pot of Gold. Like we said, not sure if we're going to have to take a break. Yeah, it looks... Looks like we're
looks like we will be taking a break. There's only 3 on the side of Chaos right now, so I do assume that might be the case. But if they're going to play on, yeah, it doesn't look like that's
it looks
the case.
like we are taking a quick tech pause. Currently, the map score is 2-1. If you stick...
A little bit of explanation needed due to the ruling and a streak being on board. Pot of Gold did win map 3 on a technicality. They were already most of the way there, but now we head to map 4. This one, I always say, in a best of 5, map 4, the most important. It sets the pace or ends it. Chaos looking to do the latter. Pot of Gold looking to stay alive and force a map 5.
Yeah, and, you know, after the disconnect and the tech pause and everything, momentum is definitely going to be a little bit chalk, but Chifu, Secret, and tell you what, Pot of Gold is doing a pretty darn good job at getting active here. I do believe that our colors are switched, if I'm not mistaken. Am I? No, yeah, I'm not.
It'll be Chaos on the left, Pot of Gold on the right of your screen. We'll get that change for you momentarily, but still plenty of opportunity. I mean, still very, very early. I mean, we're just hitting the first P2, but a good early lead from Pot of Gold. They need to keep an early lead because last time on Hardpoint, it looked like they were always playing from behind. That's something against Kaos that's really hard to do, but Kaos in control right now of this hill. They're getting some great time on. They got most of the first 20 seconds. They're looking to keep that rolling. Great stem attacks from Secret. Well, take down Logano. Still looking for more towards this hill. Lead will fall towards the outside, though. Not a great timing for Kaos to fall. They will get completely ripped off of it still. Getting some good time on as they fight back in 2-for-2 trade. Not enough to get them full control just yet. That one will. Logano, great shot there. As Dark will find the trade on a Shefu. That's the time now going towards Kaos once again. Still, 20-point lead. They're looking to make it 30, and it looks like that'll be the case as the P3 rotates underway. This, one of the biggest rotations in BO6. It's such a hard one, but look at number one on your main map, Markel. He's got those spawns on lock. How does Secret still spawn out back there? That's a crazy one that Kaos are going to have to read. Markel going to grab two towards this hill. That's great for Kaos to keep getting that time on.
Yeah, and Kaos still collecting this time. Big nade there. Stun hits. Nade does not. Markel down to about half health on this point. Does heal up, but the pinch is there. And Pot of Gold managed to break in, looking to get this underway, start the comeback. They're down about 40 points right now. Actually, exactly 40 points right now. They need all this time. The game has not yet gotten away from them, but it is starting to look like it will if they can't pick up this pace and lock a hill down. Big wins here. Secret manages to find two. Sorry, I believe that was Boyd, and that is going to be the scrap going their way. They are going to reach that 40-point mark. However, not much more to be had on that hill. P4 does pop, and that is going to be a clean 4 dead for the side of Kaos. Blue Gatorade finds another one up top glass. Secret managing to find Dark. Secret finds Blue Gatorade as well. He does get taken out by Logano, but Shifu is there for the trade. Big wins here, looking to get this break. Only one player on time, and he does fall to Secret. Manages to find a second as well. All alone on time, has to play his life. Doing just that, 2 players do swarm in. However, his team has arrived for the reinforcements. Logano, however, cutting them down as they pop up. Absolutely beautiful shots out of him. 9 and 10. Blue Gatorade 14 and 10. Talk about a bit of a standout performance. On the flip side, though, Lead 14 and 11. Secret going to be able to find that one. Marco going to be able to find the trade. Shifu looking for one, finds it. Boyd finds another. Dark manages to find Boyd, but P5 has popped and nobody is there for initial. That is a bit of a surprise with these two teams. They are usually really good on these rotations, but Pot of Gold are going to break in still on this back foot, down about 60 points. Have to hold this for as long as possible, but the instantaneous break is in. Kaos just with an absolutely suffocating presence on this P5.
Still a lot of opportunity in this hard point, but it starts to slip through the fingers a little bit here if you're Pot of Gold. I mean, it's already an 80-point deficit, and it's continuing to build on this B5. They've got to find something. They've got to at least keep it gray. They've done that well. Getting on for their own time is going to be a little difficult, though. Still spawning all the way out back is Lead, needing to find something onto the hill. 2 for 2 now. Logano gets the outlier. Will get traded down by Shefu. So 3 for 3 trade ends up in the favor of Pot of Gold. They'll get a tiny bit of scrap there, but back to P1 we go at the end of the first reset. I mean, 80-point lead for Kaos is not quite the level of domination I expected. I mean, I expected this to be a little bit closer. Pot of Gold caught a little bit cold, as that's an immediate 4 dead. That'll be a nice little chunk of time and some good spawns, hopefully, on the way for Kaos, but good spawn right on top of P2 for Pot of Gold. They're able to keep those spawns under wraps as they try to keep this contested for as long as they can. Markel gets cleaned out, and it's just holding up outside here for Kaos. They misread the spawn just a little bit, as Blue Gatorade did find 2, make it 3 before getting shut down. Markel works in, will get traded out there by Shefu after finding that kill onto Boyd, as Dark will find one. Just not enough to get some solid time for Kaos. Pot of Gold will get the rest of that scrap, and this P2 rotation is going to mean a lot for Kaos. If they can get in here, that's going to be a really nice chunk of time.
Yeah, and Dark doing his best to lock down this new hill. Nobody for Pot of Gold there quite yet. Boyd is on the way, though, making it his God's God's mission to break this hill. Looks like they have done it. Logano, last one up, but the pinch is there. His teammates spawn up in the back. He gets dealt with, but Markle is there for the trade onto Shefu. Still more time going in the hands of Pot of Gold. That is going to be 3 dead. Boyd, however, is going to find a couple. I believe that's actually Shefu that is finding a few there. But once again, time in the hands of our leader. Chaos still just chipping away, getting ever so closer to that 250-point mark. Markle going to spawn up in the back. This is a big break for Pot of Gold if they can find it. Not going to be able to, though, as Markle is going to shut that down from Boyd. Shefu going to be able to find Logano. It is time to start thinking about new here, fellas. And as I say that, it looks like Pot of Gold has spawned old. However, bit of a blessed spawn here from them. They do have a player in the back who just spawned up. Not sure who it is, but he is here to play upset. It is going to be Boyd. He's going to manage to find the first, no problem. Is soaking that time and now has to deal with spawners. Bit of a team nade there, not what you want to see, but Markle going to be able to find the first, not going to be able to find the second. Boyd doing his best to stay alive, does get picked up by Dark, but Shefu is there for the trade. Trades back and forth. Blue Gatorade is going to be able to find that one. Logano also going to be able to find one there. Dark finds a third, and it is starting to slip away for the boys over at Pot of Gold. 200 points have been met for Chaos to 90 for Pot of Gold. This looks very reminiscent of the last HP we saw Pot of Gold play, or sorry, the last map for HP we saw Pot of Gold play against Omit Brooklyn. Only 90 points on the board so far. It looks like they have just sort of run out of gas. They're starting to get flat-footed, not rotating as early, not hitting the right routes, not playing as a team. As I say that, though, Boyd is going to be able to pick up 3. Last player on time gets dealt with. Just, is it too little, too late?
Too little. Yeah, I was about to say, I think it's a little bit late here for Pot of Gold. I mean, a good performance from Boyd there, but I mean, the whole team negative. Leeb just barely so. I mean, Leeb has done so much this series. Try to pull them across the line, but just so difficult in the might of Chaos. Dark subbing in for this series, or I should say subbing back in, and he puts up a beautiful performance. Chaos close it out, and that will do it.